All right, what's good? We're back in the kitchen, cooking up some picks. I'm gonna get right into them here. First game I got on. It's pretty late, by the way. It is 3 a.m. my time on the Pacific side, 6 a.m. on the Eastern side for my friends out east. It's been a late night. Wanted to get this video out before the morning time because I'm probably gonna sleep through football. Just kidding, I would never do that. First game, Bears at Falcons. Oh, actually, let me get back to, I went 14-2 last week on my picks. Just saying, for the 8 people that watched it. 25-6 overall. Not telling you to put your money where my mouth is, but I'm just saying if you want to make money, 14-2. 14-2. I'm in the middle of probably the hottest streak of my life with picks in the NFL, NBA picks. I'm just saying, I'm on a good hot streak. I got people to vouch for me for that. Listen to these picks. It's a tough week, to be honest. A lot of good matchups, I think. So we'll see. There's also a lot of crazy spreads. All right, now we'll get into it. Bears at Falcons. Falcons 3-point favorites. I almost wanted to say this was going to be a tie. But I mean, there's going to be a tie eventually during the year. So if I called it, that'd be pretty funny. Because I could see the Bears being up big, the Falcons doing the opposite of what they normally do, and them actually coming back. And then the Bears having an opportunity to win it in overtime and missing a kick. Then they think about last year. But that's not going to happen. I got the Falcons in this one. Khalil Mack for the Bears is questionable. I didn't look too deep into that. I actually didn't look into that at all. I just seen that he was questionable. If he doesn't go, that's going to be tough because you give Matt Ryan time to throw to Calvin Ridley, Russell Gage, and maybe Julio Jones. Julio better freaking play. I need him in fantasy. Yeah, it's going to be a good game, though. But I got Falcons. Rams at Bills. Bills 2-point favorites. Bills' third best run defense in the league right now. It's only 2 games, but they got a good defense. Josh Allen's playing out of his mind. The Rams, their defense doesn't scare me. Aaron Donald obviously is a monster. The rest of their defense doesn't scare me. The Rams' running game also does not scare me. I don't care if Darrell Henderson had like 120 all-purpose yards last year, and then he said after the game he wasn't even 100% because he's battling a hamstring injury. Okay, I've had a hamstring injury that I may or may not have hampered for like a year and a half. Hamstrings are nothing to play with. They're not a year and a half injury, but yeah, if he's battling a hamstring injury, he's not going to go off this week. I got the Bills. Washington football team at the Cleveland Browns. I'm betting the over in this game if I were to bet, but I'm not betting. The Browns are 7-point favorites. I love that for Washington. Washington leads the league in sacks. Oh, go figure. They spent their first-round draft pick on a freaking monster in Chase Young. They lead the league in sacks. The Browns have failed to cover in their last 5 games, leading back to last year. I got these right off of ESPN. I didn't dig these up. So yeah, as soon as I saw the 7-point, there's no way they're gonna cover. Sorry, Mark. Browns are going down to the Washington football team. Can they get a nickname? Raiders at Patriots. Patriots, chill out. My dog's freaking out. Chill out. What are you doing? Chill out. Patriots, 6-point favorites over the Raiders in New England. Again, not that it matters. There's no fans. Yeah, I want to see Cam continue looking good. I really wish he would have punched it in the end zone last week against Seattle to win it for him. I love watching Seattle, but I've been a Cam Newton fan for a while. Love watching him go to work. I got the Pats in this one over the Raiders. 49ers at Giants. Oh, man. The 49ers are such frauds. And it was before half their team got hurt or got hurt, injured, gone for the year, gone for a couple games, whatever. They're still frauds. Giants are 3.5-point underdogs. Guess what? The Giants are going to win this game. The Giants, they're in New York, where the 49ers just played last week against the Jets. That's when the 49ers lost 3-4 guys on that field. They were complaining about the turf. Well, guess what? They're right back there, and we'll see if they, run a little gingerly this time. That wasn't a Carson Wentz joke. The Niners are missing their starting cornerback, their 2 starting running backs, their tight end, a defensive tackle in Solomon Thomas, and their best player on their team, Joey Bosa. That's a lot of missing players. The Giants are just missing Sterling Shepard to turf toe. That sucks. But in the receiving world, besides the top 20 receivers, I mean, it's next man up. And obviously, no Saquon. Devontae Freeman, though, middle of the week addition. Can he learn the playbook? Is he a little butthurt that nobody else signed him in the offseason? Maybe. I got the Giants. Next game. Actually, I just want to mention, I've been going through a lot of stats here. I had somebody who watched my videos, one of my good friends, mentioned that I talk too much, I'm going over too many things, let's just get to the picks. Well, guess what? He's an Eagles fan, so I understand why he wants things to just be over with, done and over with, because they look terrible, absolutely terrible. Which brings me to my next game, the game that the Bengals are going to win over the Eagles. Eagles 4-point favorites. Bengals got the hottest quarterback that's a rookie in the league. Joey Buckets, Joey Burrows. I didn't even write anything down for this because it's not worth my time. The Eagles are almost as big of frauds as the 49ers, even though nobody expected the Eagles to be good. So really they're just doing what everybody thought they were going to do. I got the Bengals in this one. I thought I had something to bring up about that besides the fact that the Eagles suck. Nope, go Bengals. Next game, Texans at Steelers. Everybody that I've seen anywhere has the Steelers in this game. That's not why I picked the Texans, although I picked the Texans. Steelers are 4-point favorites. Everybody's talking about the Steel Curtain 3.0. The Steelers defense is so underrated. They're crazy good. They're going to have Deshaun Watson running for his life. That's fine because the dude ran like a 4.5 in the combine, so he can run for his life and nobody on the Steelers is going to catch him except Minkah Fitzpatrick when he's got to juke him out before he goes into the end zone. Deshaun Watson will get 2 rushing touchdowns this game. Besides, everybody's looking at the Texans are 0-2 and the Steelers are 2-0. The Steelers played the Broncos and the Giants. The Texans played the Chiefs and the Ravens. Okay, let's take that into consideration. The Steelers haven't played anybody yet. The Steelers beat Jeff Driscoll, and I am a Danny Dimes fan, but the Giants aren't a good team. So yeah, I got the Texans over the Steelers. Next game, my boys, the Titans. Titans are 2.5-point favorites. I'm betting the over in this game if I were to bet. Titans at Vikings, indoors, which means Gostkowski's probably going to miss a kick with no wind. I have the Titans in this one just because I'm probably going to pick them every week because it's my team. Just kidding, I'm not going to do that. But the Vikings have allowed over 150 rushing yards per game this year. Henry is averaging exactly 100 yards per game this year. But I don't want you to think that I'm just going to say Henry's going to run all over him. I think that everybody in Minnesota thinks that Henry's going to run all over him, which is why Tannehill's going to have a big game. 400 yards, 4 touchdowns. The Vikings are missing 3 cornerbacks from their depth chart. I don't know if that's from the bottom of their depth chart or the top of their depth chart. I didn't look too deeply into their depth chart, but I think Tannehill's going to have a big game. After last year, what irks me is that everybody was just hating on Tannehill, like, oh, all he did was turn around and hand it off, which he did most of the time. If you have a 246-3 running back, that's what you're going to do. But Tannehill's going to come alive in this game. Titans over the Vikings. Jets at Colts. This was insane. Colts 11.5-point favorites. I mean, Jets are trash. Complete trash. Almost as much trash as the Eagles. Not quite. I think the Colts are going to run away with this game. Jonathan Taylor is my guy. I have him in almost every fantasy league. Not that you care. But I think he's going to run wild. Phil Rivers is going to dump it off to Naheem Hines. He's going to go to work. I have the Colts over the Jets easily. I had them easily last week, and I don't remember. I thought theirs was kind of close. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't remember. I went 14-2 though, so what matters? Colts over the Jets. Panthers at Chargers. I got the Chargers in this one. They're fully healthy. I don't know anybody that they're missing. They're 6.5-point favorites. Now's not the time for your squeaky toy. 6.5-point favorites, the Chargers over the Panthers. Panthers, no CMC. That's really, I don't know who else they're missing, but I mean, Christian McCaffrey is their offense. So having him out, Mike Davis is not going to lead that offense like Christian McCaffrey does. I got the Chargers in that one. Buccaneers at Broncos. Broncos 6-point underdogs for a good reason. It's TB12. He's going up to altitude. He's going to take his altitude mask. Hashtag COVID. Bucks over the Broncos. I didn't have anything written down for this one either. Leonard Fournette looked like a tank. He looked like he was back at LSU last week, so we'll see if they utilize him like they did last week. Bucks over the Broncos. By the way, it's Jeff Driscoll is the starter for the Broncos. No idea why. They just signed Blake Bortles. Why wouldn't you just put Blake Bortles in? I don't know. Blake Bortles fan myself. Bucks over the Broncos, though, unless they put Bortles in. Lions at Cardinals. Cardinals are only a 5.5-point favorite here. I think they're going to win by more than that. Kyler Murray looks so good. DeAndre Hopkins looks so good. Kenyon Drake, meh. Chase Edmonds looking better than Kenyon Drake at times. Larry Fitzgerald, Christian Kirk is out this game. Larry Fitzgerald's going to have to step up and do Hall of Fame things, which he's done for the last 15 years. Cardinals over the Lions. Sorry, Noah. Cowboys at Seahawks for the Sunday, not the Sunday night game. This is a Sunday afternoon game. Surprisingly, the Cowboys don't have a Sunday night or Monday night football game. I have the Seahawks over the Cowboys. Seahawks are 5.5-point favorites. Cowboys potentially missing DeMarcus Lawrence, which him not being able to pressure Russ Wilson is just going to allow Russ to cook. Hashtag let Russ cook. And Tyron Smith is also, I think he was questionable. I can't remember if he was questionable or doubtful for the Cowboys, which is their best offensive lineman. Him not being able to protect Dak is going to be a herder for them. Russell Wilson so far through 2 games, over 600 passing yards, 9 touchdowns. He's on an MVP run. Second MVP voting right now, behind the next guy. I got the Seahawks over the Cowboys. Next game, not the squeaky toy. Next game, Packers at Saints. This is your Sunday night game. Saints, stop. Hey, stop. Saints, for some reason, are a 3-point favorite. They don't have Michael Thomas. They looked like trash last week. They lost to the Raiders. The Raiders aren't a terrible team, but they lost to the Raiders in primetime. I know that hurt everybody in that locker room, but I don't think they're going to come out with as much fire as they should. The Packers are scoring 40 points a game, I think. Don't stat check me. A-Rod, over 600 yards, 6 touchdowns. He doesn't have Devontae Adams, but like I said earlier, it's next man up. Devontae's a stud, but when he went down, Aaron Jones looked like he was Calvin Johnson. Like, what? This guy's a running back? I got the Packers over the Saints. Last game, Monday night game, Chiefs at Ravens. Why would you doubt Pat Mahomes? The Ravens are a higher tier fraud because they're still a good team. But you've seen what the Titans did to him in the playoffs last year. The Chiefs, yeah, I mean, they just look too good, man. And I shouldn't even say that. They haven't looked great, which is what should be scary for other teams, because like they went into overtime with the Chargers last week, and like they shouldn't be there. They're not even playing their best self, and they're 2-0. Ravens are also 2-0. The battle of the unbeatens. Yeah, Ravens are 3.5-point favorites. I think that's crazy. I would hammer on the Chiefs. Hammer. By the way, Saints Packers, I'm betting the over on that. Cowboys Seahawks, betting the over on that. Chiefs Ravens, betting the over on that. Yeah, Chiefs at Ravens. Went 14-2 last week. I could see some regression this week happening, but that's okay. This is a season-long thing here, as long as I don't get booted off of YouTube.